Hello everyone, I am Samkit Jain, a medical student at Minnesota National Medical University, and here I am back with a new video of my anatomy series, and we are starting off with a new unit in the anatomy, that is abdomen. We just covered all the high topics related to the upper limb. Now we are starting with the abdomen, and for more such videos you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram at Inspiring Minds Coaching, and join our Telegram channel for better revision of the topics. You'll be getting all the links in the description below. Now let's start with the top abdomen. So in the first video today we are going to cover very basic introduction of the abdomen, that is very high-end also. So first of all we are going to see the surface anatomy or surface topography of the abdominal region. Basically your abdominal region is divided into 9 surfaces, into 9 areas. Now why do we need these 9 areas? What is their clinical significance? Before all that, let's just see that what are these 9 areas actually. So for that I have an image over here. So your abdominal region is divided into 9 areas, which are, first of all, we have right hypochondriac area. Now why it is known as hypochondriac? Hypo means below, chondriac means cartilage. This area is just below the costal cartilages and is on the right side, therefore it is known as right hypochondriac. Similarly, we have left hypochondriac area, and in between these two we have epigastric region. Now below hypochondriac area we have right flank area, or aka right lumbar area. Similarly we have left lumbar area, aka left flank area, and in between these two we have umbilical region. Why? Because in this region we have umbilicus or our navel, and the lowermost we have right groin area, aka right inguinal area. Why? Because we have inguinal ligament in this area, right inguinal area. Similarly we have left inguinal area or left groin area, and in between these two we have the pubic region. Now why do we need this surface anatomy? Why do we need to classify the abdominal wall into 9 areas? What is their clinical significance? Suppose if you have, suppose that in the right hypochondriac area you have your gallbladder. Now if you have cholecystitis, that is inflammation of the gallbladder, or if you have stones in gallbladder, then you might have pain in the right hypochondriac area. Similarly, if you have gastritis, the pain may be in the left hypochondriac area. If you drink alcohol while eating, or if you have over spicy food, the pain may occur in the epigastric area. If you have appendicitis, that is inflammation of the appendix, you may have pain in the right inguinal area because you have appendix in that region, and appendicitis can cause bloating in the umbilical region. So all these regions are very important because it helps the physician to know that pain is in which area and diagnosis can be made accordingly. Now we'll be seeing important surgical planes. Your abdomen is also divided into some important surgical planes, and these planes are very much required surgery. Now let's see that what are these planes. So we are starting with the surgical planes now, and these planes are very important. They are very high. Alright, now all of us know that what is xiphoid process. Now what is the vertebral level of that xiphoid process? Alright, here we have the vertebrae. We have all the vertebral levels here, that is from T9 to L5, because we need these much levels only for now. Now what is the level of xiphoid process? At which vertebral level xiphoid process is there? Xiphoid process is at the level of T9 vertebrae, but the tip of xiphoid process is at the intervertebral disc of T9 T10. Such minute information, such minute data is very much important during the surgeries. So we can say that the tip of xiphoid process, xiphoid process is at T9, but the tip of xiphoid process is at the intervertebral disc of T9 and T10. Now let's come to L1. If I draw in an imaginary line from the lower border of L1, this plane or this imaginary line so formed is known as transpyloric plane. Transpyloric plane, aka Addison's plane. So we have transpyloric or Addison's plane. Now what is the importance of this transpyloric plane? We have many structures in this plane. Let's see that what are the structures. We have pylorus of stomach, we have hilum of kidney, fundus of gallbladder. This plane is the tip of ninth costal cartilage. It is the level of the tip of ninth costal cartilage. Plus, it is very important point that it is the lower limit of adult spinal cord. It is the lower limit of the adult spinal cord. Now, what are the other planes? So these, and one more, that it at this plane we have origin of superior mesenteric artery. Superior mesenteric artery is very important artery. We'll be having a separate discussion on this artery. So it is at this plane we have the origin of superior mesenteric artery. Now if I draw an imaginary line from the lower border of L2, then this plane is known as subcostal plane. From the lower border of L2, this plane is known as subcostal plane. Subcostal, as the name suggests, it is the lower border of your costal cartilages. So if I just write over here, subcostal plane, it is the lower limit of costal cartilages. Now, if I draw an imaginary line from the body of L4, okay, and one important point, that in between L3 and L4, at L3, L4, this is the level of your umbilicus. So level of umbilicus is L3, L4, very important. Now if I draw an imaginary line from the body of L4, this plane is known as supracrustal plane. Supracrustal plane. Supra, it is joining something superior it is joining some superior part of the crest. So this plane is joining the superiormost parts of the iliac crest. So supracrustal plane, joining superior, it joins superiormost parts of iliac crest. And if I draw an imaginary line from the upper border of L5, then this plane is known as transtubercular plane. It is transtubercular plane from the upper border of L5, and transtubercular plane, it joins the two iliac tubercles. Transtubercular, it joins two iliac tubercles. So these were your surgical planes, their importance, that is, we have xiphoid process at T9. The tip of xiphoid process at T9, T10. From the lower border of L1, we have transpyloric plane, where we have various structures like pylorus of stomach, hilum of kidney, fundus of gallbladder, tip of ninth costal cartilage. It is the lower limit of adult spinal cord, plus at this plane we have the origin of superior mesenteric artery. From the lower border of L2, we have subcostal plane, that is the lower limit for all the costal cartilages. At the L3, L4, we have umbilicus. Body of L4 is supracrestal plane that joins the superiormost part of the two iliac crest, and L5, that is transtuberculate, joins the two iliac tubercles. So this was all about the surface anatomy and surgical planes of the abdomen. And for more such videos, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram. All the links will be provided in the description below. And if you have any doubt related to any topic, you can just comment below in the comment section. And if you want to give suggestions regarding the topics, that what kind of videos do you want on what topics, you can just comment below in the comment section. Thank you so much.